Welcome back, trainers. Hope everybody is doing good. We're going to be checking out this Alolan Raichu raid in the rain. That Volt Switch is going to be doing massive damage because it's boosted, and I'm going to be having a boost on my Bug-type Pokemon. So the first time I do go in here and just about beat it, I back out because I do have back-to-back Caesar, and I kind of want to try just beating it with all unique bug types. So I do go ahead and put in that Pinsir, which is doing magnificent. Also, I want to discuss the Lucky Friendship and how else we're possibly going to be able to activate that. In my last video I said, oh, maybe when you add a new friend or add a current friend after you delete them, which obviously that's not going to just be the only way, but I didn't say that would be. I just want to go into further discussion as to how we can possibly make that happen. And then I want to go over right now, are we becoming more spoiled in Pokemon Go as we get events that do not cater to what we want, that they do not like this event? It's kind of a little bit underwhelming, or just, you know, not the shiny we wanted. But if we take a step back and look at it, this is the first regional that is going to be shiny, so that's pretty neat to think about other regionals in the future that will be coming shiny too. And I just want to go through my Pokemon here because, you know, we have quite a few of these depending on how much you grind. I know the Feebas Day was not the best, and obviously we need to voice our opinion when it comes down to certain things so they can get it right for like the Clamperl Day, which was a pretty big success, it seemed like, with most people. Found plenty of them, and the tasks weren't as tedious as that Feebas Day, right? But other than that, we are receiving community days, all kinds of different shinies, and little events here and there back to back continuously. So that's pretty nice to think about, right? Before, if you've been playing this game since 2016, all we had were Pokestops, spawns, level 10 gyms, and that's it. I will say I do miss those level 10 gym days. Those were extremely fun and challenging to take down sometimes, depending on what was in there. Obviously, the 10 stack Blissies. If we can have no duplicates, that would just be amazing. If they can make those return, that would be great. Couldn't you imagine? I mean, they're not going to do that. I'm pretty sure they're never going to, but that's all we had back in the day. That's it. None of this, you know, shiny events, community days, back to back continuous events. So technically this is pretty nice. It's to be expected from a game that is this big, because other apps do have in-game events constantly as well. I wouldn't really know like back to back, but I know there are games that are pretty big that have an abundance of events. So looking at all my shinies here, these are pretty much from events. A lot of these are also just, you know, full odds, like that Magnemite too, and those Cloisters. But for the most part, guys, I think we are receiving a pretty good amount of events, and, you know, not all of them are going to be catering to you in specific. Some are going to be better for you, and some are not going to be as appealing, and just that's the way it's going to go. And personally, I'm going to kind of try to stop complaining when it comes down to events that I don't necessarily like too much. I'm not going to tweet out things, or I'm not going to make videos complaining about it too much. You know, it is good to voice your opinion, like I said, to let them know. But when they're continuously doing events back to back like this, and this one's just a mild event, you know, nothing too hype. Personally, what I'm really kind of disappointed about is obviously that the Bellsprout's not shiny, but that's fine. They have Lunatone and Solrock, very neat regionals. I just wanted different raids. If they could switch things up and not give us the old recycled raids that we've seen before, possibly a Venusaur raid, or I don't know, if I go to my grass Pokemon, we could take a look. But wouldn't that be neat? Something else to kind of just switch it up, something we've never seen in a raid before. But other than that, you know, we're going to keep getting these back to back. And I see people saying, not on my videos in particular, but just like on Twitter or wherever, that they're tired because there's so many events, but then we get an event that we don't like and we complain. So it's like, we can never be pleased. I tend to try to hold my tongue a lot of the times, but for the most part, you guys know me, I pretty much voice my opinion when it comes down to it. So yeah, I mean, there are all my shinies there. The first one is going to be from that Magikarp Water Festival. It's kind of where it kind of all started. And ever since then, they picked it up big time, and they already came out and stated that this is their plans to do continuous back-to-back events like this, which I find very nice for the game. It's going to keep the new people who have just joined busy, and as well as the older players can pick or choose whether they want to do this event or not. I'm pretty sure a lot of these older veterans of the game are more interested in Stardust events or perks kind of like that, obviously new shinies are always going to be welcome. Lunatone and Solrock are neat, right? They're pretty neat, and I did go out grinding. Let me go ahead and back out here. You know, there was a good amount out there, right? And it wasn't even partly cloudy, so it's not so horrible. And if I don't find one, I'm not gonna be like, oh, this event, I didn't find a shiny. I don't really act like that. If I don't find a shiny, I know it's just the odds. If I don't get one, I simply just don't get one. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about that lucky friendship. So if you didn't watch my last video, there is a data miner who actually found something within the code that is called Lucky Friend. And for the description, it said that for your next trade, either Pokemon for both trainers will become lucky. So basically, it's going to prompt you that, oh, your next trade with this trainer is going to be lucky. And no matter what you trade for either Pokemon, they're both going to get lucky. So I think the way this is going to work is if you basically send them a GIF, do a raid, do a gym battle, anything to increase your friendship, at that point, then you will have the opportunity to get that chance of having your next trade to be a lucky. Simple as that, and that's pretty much it. Adding a new friend or removing and then re-adding a friend is what I was suggesting, and I wasn't saying that that would be the only way, just a possible way for maybe when you do add a new friend. But the more logical way is definitely going to be bringing up your friendship, and maybe even you have to possibly be within the great friend or ultra or best friend zone. You're not going to be able to just simply get this with your very first friend. So maybe even adding a trainer is not even going to do anything. More than likely, it's going to be ultra and best friends required, but who knows? More than likely, that's probably what we're going to be looking at for the lucky trades and the whole lucky friendships. So I just wanted to talk about that and tell you my thoughts on the continuous events, and if we don't particularly like them, we should just be happy that we have them, to be honest. But if something seems really off, you know, multiple times, or is really bad once, we should voice our opinions in a constructive way, right? Just want to be positive here and spread some good word, and not just try to be negative here, and discuss the lucky friendship as well. So if I had to choose one Pokemon right now to become lucky, which one would it be? If I had a guaranteed lucky trade, I'm probably going to go for this one right here. But the thing is, obviously, if I trade somebody this, well, it's gone, not for me anymore. So it had to be a mere trade between somebody else who has a shiny Pidgey, so I could, you know, obviously get a shiny lucky Pidgey, and maybe hopefully even 100, the ultimate one right there. Anyways, just wanted to touch bases with you. Let's go ahead and check out my luckies right now. Let's see my newest ones. So I do have this Arcanine. This wasn't supposed to happen. We were trying to trade for legendaries. Like, all right, let's trade a couple first, see if we can, you know, warm up the engine over here for the luck. And yeah, guess what happened? Sent over like a 45 CP Pachirisu, and they sent me a Growlithe. Oh, right. And it turned lucky. They transferred it. Yeah. So rest in peace. We're trying to get lucky Rayquazas. That's another good one. And a suggestion to you now is, which type of Pokemon do you want to become lucky? Things that you're going to max out. All right. You don't necessarily want a lucky Pokemon for the Great League, but we are looking at something specific right here that you may want to be lucky, because this Pokemon will max out around 1500 CP. Therefore, it will cost you the full amount, like powering up something that will max out at, say, 3500 CP, right? It's all going to be the same, but when it's lucky, it's obviously going to cost you less. The candies will be the same, though, so take note of that. If you're trying to power up, let's give you an example here. Arcanine. Now, if you were like, I want a lucky Arcanine for the Great League. If you want that, you know, you can do whatever you want, but it's not really the best idea. If you're getting a lucky Pokemon, you want to max it out, power it up, do that. And if you're going to say, oh, legendaries, I guess, you know, legendaries could be good to become lucky. It's great, but it's not going to cut down your candies. I mean, and that's the whole thing about legendaries. They're going to cost a lot of those candies. It's hard to get, and yeah, you're going to have to put rare candies into them. So it's just going to be cutting down your Stardust. So take note of that. Make sure you're going for Pokemon that you're trying to max out. Speaking of the Munchlax here, as we were looking at, this is actually a pretty neat Pokemon to have for the Great League, and I have a 100. I don't know if I would power up the 100 or this, This is going to save me a considerable amount of Stardust, so probably will go for that lucky there. So taking a look at my other ones here, there's quite a few in here that were just random trades. Like I said, trying to warm up that lucky engine, and they just become lucky early. Unexpected, and it's like, oh, well then. I don't remember if I really wanted this, but no problem. Because you need to add pretty much all of the Pokemon in your Pokedex to try to get that lucky. So if you're trying to get a specific one, but you didn't get it, got something else that you don't quite yet have, that's okay because, well, you just added a new lucky to your Pokedex. So moving along down here, I mean, yeah, you want to go for those community day ones, so make sure you do those trades then. And speaking of that too, let's go ahead and head over to the news. Whoa, oh, hello, okay. Here we have a little unexpected battle. Oh, come on. See, they need to have some sort of notification, right, that will prompt you not just when you're in the menu. Because I was in there the whole time. She could have said that like 10 minutes ago, but it expired because, you know, they're not sitting there for 10 minutes. Man, it's really disappointing because I always miss so many battles because of that. I guess I'll keep that in the video for you guys to see, all right? Now, if we go over to the community day here, we see that the new times are going to be from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Now, keep in mind, we will still have that hour after the event to evolve, okay? So it says right here, evolve global during or up to 1 hour after the community day event to get a Sceptile with the Frenzy plant. So that 1 hour after the event does not vanish magically because of the new times. It's still there, and that is going to be the time you want to take advantage of these lucky trades. So anyways, trainers, with that said, I want to say thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.